All right, y'all ready to finish this thing? I got a fresh cup of tea. This guy is the shit. My girlfriend just made this for me. Hopefully this wakes me up. All right, we're closing in at the finish line. These last two modules are going to be short and quick and a lot of fun. AI personalization and tactics. We're going to go over some of the fancy pants stuff that is out there now, some of the strategies that people are using to make emails seem more personalized than they actually are. Now, warning about this section. I've tried most of the things that I'm going to talk about. I've tested most of these things, and I've talked to a lot of the top experts. Just because something didn't work for me or that guy doesn't mean it won't work for you. None of these things that I'm going to mention right now are going to be rules. These are guidelines. So with that being said, people are not stupid. This is the principle that I want you to start with. If your thought process is, I'm going to use this AI tool to take a picture of that guy and put his face there, or to take a screenshot of the background of his website and make a Loom video and send that as a cold email so he thinks I was going over his website, people aren't stupid. These fancy pants AI tools are really good in theory, and they actually worked like a year and a half ago when they came out. Now people know the difference. They know when they're being lied to. They know when they're being duped. And that is what this is. It's you intentionally duping them with an AI photo or an AI video, or in a lot of cases, AI first lines and personalization. If somebody thinks they're being duped, they're being lied to, your chances of getting replied to in a positive way go down the toilet. So just run the bullshit test yourself. If you were to receive that email, would you think it was from a human? If the answer is no, then don't use it because it's not going to help. And that is why, in my experience, AI personalization, AI images, AI videos have a lower success rate than emails that don't use fancy AI tools and personalization. Because it's okay to send somebody a cold email to try and sell something. What's not okay is trying to get someone to believe that it's personalized to them when in fact it was an AI generated photo or video. That's reason number one. Reason number two is that adding photos or videos to email one can actually hurt your deliverability. So one, you're increasing the chance that somebody thinks you're lying to them, and two, it's hurting your deliverability as well. So that's why my general recommendation is don't do it. Just stick to the fundamentals and write good cold emails with good offers to the right people. Now, as you can see on this image on the screen, this is an example of an AI generated Loom video, probably, with a thumbnail that is a picture of this guy holding the sign with their name written on it. Now, this is clearly an AI generated video and thumbnail, and everybody knows exactly what it is. For that reason, it doesn't work, because once somebody thinks they're being lied to or duped, your chances of selling them anything or establishing trust go out the window. Now, we know we talked about AI personalization in the last chapter, but I want to just reinforce it here. There's good AI personalization and there's bad AI personalization. If you're somebody who's a target for cold emails like I am, then I'm sure you've received some bad ones, some AI generated first lines or cold emails or templates that you can tell right away was generated by AI. So there's a couple that you're going to want to avoid. Company compliments don't work. Personal compliments don't work. People can tell that they're AI generated, and you usually can't get enough detail from them to give a specific enough compliment. And I actually want to backtrack and not tell you that compliments don't work. Generalized compliments don't work. If you're going to use AI to personalize a first sentence or a subject line, and make sure that it's specific to them. If you're going to generate a compliment, actually have some information about them to generate a compliment about, so that they know once they receive it, wow, this email must have been written for me. It must have been developed by a human, because that information is not publicly available. So what do I mean? I have a podcast mentors collective. Maybe you scraped the last episode of my podcast and transcribed it or got the notes from it, and you gave me a specific compliment related to that podcast episode. Now it's not generalized. Now you're saying something specific to me that makes me think, holy shit, they must have listened to that episode and written a compliment about it. They must have really enjoyed it. Now, if they're trying to get booked on that podcast, I'll almost guarantee to open that email and respond to it. So if you're going to use compliments or you're going to use first lines, make sure that you're being specific to something about that person or something about that company. Other things that you shouldn't do. Everyone's LinkedIn has their college attached to it. So people tend to like to say, hey, go Gators. Love UF. Jay, I'd love to sell you this thing. Don't use anything related to college. Don't use anything related to city, because everybody knows it's publicly accessible, and people who get cold emailed a lot are used to these cold emails, and it will not work. It won't work on me, so it definitely won't work on the other business owner. And that's actually a really good motto for writing your cold emails. Would it work on you? If not, it's probably not a good cold email. Run it through your own bullshit test and see if it's something you would respond to. If it's not, you probably shouldn't be sending it to anybody else. So pictured there, you will see the AI prompts from Instantly. The publicly accessible prompts you probably should not be using. One, because a lot of other people are using them, and two, because they're not original. They are not talking about something very specific. If they were, they wouldn't be publicly available because most people don't have access to that level of information. Now, there are some exceptions, like my find competitor prompt, seen right there. That one can actually be very effective, and I'll show you how. This is minimalist AI personalization. Your goal isn't to use AI to write an entire sentence. You can use AI to find 1 or 2 words. And these 1 or 2 words are going to get the attention of your prospect, usually in the subject line or the first line of your email. That's why generating the competitor's name is so powerful. In this example, you'll try and find a competitor that's in the same industry and in the same city, ideally. So good chance that person, that company, knows who their competitor is and is likely to open the email because it is personalized to them. You can then import that competitor as a variable into the subject line or the first sentence of that email and watch your open rates skyrocket. Now, I want to encourage you not just to use my prompt because clearly millions of people are using that same prompt. Instead, think about what you can generate on your own, that you can make in a private template that's going to generate 1 to 2 words for that company in question that could only be applied to them. That's going to get their attention. Competitors, just one example. I have a lot of these that I don't share publicly, only in my insiders community, that actually work really well for getting people's attention. These prompts use minimalism AI to get people to open the emails, pay attention, and convert. If you want access to those, make sure that you join my Insiders program. That's just one resource among many others that really work well. All right, fancy usually loses. If your campaigns aren't doing well, it's most likely your offer, your copy, or your targeting. It is almost never because it's missing fancy AI or fancy personalization. This stuff can be the icing on the cake, but using your competitor in a subject line is not going to make or break the campaign. It's going to help the open rates, but it's not going to be the difference between whether it makes money or whether it doesn't. That is going to come back to your offer, your copy, and your targeting. Couldn't think of a good image to find, but that wrestler says it all. It's the same in every sport. Fundamentals win championships. It's the same thing with marketing. Fundamentals win championships. You try and get too fancy and you don't have fundamentals, you're going to lose. All right, see, that was quick. Last chapter here, scaling your cold email machine. How do you get from 0 mailboxes to 1,000 mailboxes? What does that progression look like? How do you start? How do you scale? So here's my recommendation for launching your cold email machine. Start with 10 domains with 3 mailboxes per domain. So that is 30 mailboxes with the ability to send about 1,000 emails per day. This is a really good starting point. It won't cost you very much money. If you do this with my $1 program, this is literally 0 setup fee. All you have to pay for is $3 per mailbox. That's $90 per month to operate the mailboxes. And then you're going to test it with this configuration until you are profitable. So here's the startup costs associated. Instantly is $34 a month. Your 10 domains are going to be $120 to purchase. Your 30 mailboxes are going to be $90 per month, and your data is essentially going to be free. Why is your data free? Because you have the option to scrape it with one of these unlimited tools. You have the options to go find it. You can use my 8 million lead database. And if you want me to send you all of LinkedIn data already scraped, I'm not going to give it to you here. You're going to have to join my Insiders program and then send me an email. And that way data will be essentially free forever. Phase 2, once you have a profitable cold email machine, you've been able to make a single sale from your initial setup. It's time to mini scale. What I recommend is going to 30 domains with 90 mailboxes. This will give you the ability to send about 3,500 emails per day. You will need to increase your level of subscription to Instantly. So now you're going to be paying about $367 every month with everything included. Now think about how many people you're reaching out to per day for $367 per month. There is no other form of advertising that lets you do this as fast as you can do this. All you have to do to get to the next step here is make $367 in 1 month. For us, that's 1 sales call. All you have to do is book a single sales call, emailing 3,500 people per day. If you don't think that you can do that, you've gone absolutely bonkers. There is no easier way to scale a marketing system than this. Finally, full scale. So now that you've proven that cold email works for you, you're able to generate sales calls. You've maybe made a sale or two. You're getting people opted into your list. It's time to fully scale your system. 100 domains, 300 mailboxes, sending 12,000 emails per day. And all you have to do is make $1,200 per month. Name one other form of advertising, whether it be Facebook ads, Google ads, any form of social media advertising, SEO, that costs you $1,200 per month to operate to reach 12,000 people per day. There is nothing else. There's a reason that cold email is the greatest marketing and outreach system on earth. There's a reason that it's the best kept secret for people like Hormozy and Salesforce to get to their level to start being able to afford to use other forms of advertising. If it wasn't for cold email, my agency never would have been able to scale to the point where we now had extra marketing budget left over to invest in paid ads, to invest in Google ads, to invest in SEO. All of this was because cold email got us there. If you can generate leads for less money than your competitor, you're able to spend more on experimental marketing. You're able to spend more on your service, on getting referrals. So it all starts with cold email. If you enjoyed this masterclass and you want to thank me for taking the time to do this, I'm about to fall asleep, please join my Insiders program where I can go into all of the nuances and give you the tactics that I cannot share to the masses because they will stop working. If you are building a lead gen agency, if you are brand new and you don't have an offer yet, I will tell you how to launch a lead gen offer and scale it within 30 days and get to 10K. If you're running a B2B operation like an agency or a business service or a coaching program and you need to generate leads for your own company, my Insiders program will get you there. I 100% guarantee it. It's not just the learning and the tactics, it's the resources that I give you as well. The coaching, the templates, the lead data, the services that you can use my team to do. It is designed to help you get to the next level. And there's 3 different programs: starting and scaling your lead gen agency, starting from zero, building your lead gen offer, and building cold email machines for your active business. No matter which of these buckets you fall in, please join the program. It is designed for you. I will take you along your custom path to make sure that you get the results that you need. And I will meet you where you are in your journey. And if you're not ready to do that yet, join my free program. It is going to be linked down below where you can download my 8 million leads and get free access to the course and community with over 9,000 members in it. Thank you. I'm going to go to sleep.